Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new night point of view review. In front of us is the new Peugeot 308, beautiful blue color. Let's unlock the car. You can see the new LED matrix headlights, classical claws on the front. It's a little windy today, so I'm gonna be quick on the outside. We're sitting on 18-inch alloys, beautiful design. The car is looking gorgeous. If I lock the car and unlock it again, you can see the beautiful gimmick on the rear. Looks very premium and fancy. Let's open the hatch. So as you can see, 361 liters for the plug-in hybrid and 1271 if you knock down the seats. Let's close it up and jump inside because it's freezing cold. Okay, here we are. Peugeot. You get this little welcome in the 3D cockpit and the main infotainment. Let me just buckle up. My water bottle is here, so it kind of makes noise because they put some carpet on the bottom but not the sides. Okay, before we turn on the infotainment, you can see the beautiful dash following the rest of the lineup with the new infotainment. Let's press the start stop, and just not to forget, okay, start stop, hold the button, and then press the brake so engine's not on. If I put my phone here, there's a wireless charger and should start charging the car. Maybe it needs to be on with the, okay, now engine's on. Yeah, you can see there's a little green symbol there. It's wirelessly charging. This message, you get this because I didn't set up the profile. I'm just writing on the guest. Now another thing, a lot of you will say, does it support Apple CarPlay, Android Auto? Yes, it does, but only via USB-C cable. Cool thing is you can just swipe here. It's a capacitive sensor. Plug it in, and well, Apple CarPlay is going to ask for a password. So of course I can't use that with the camera on my head. So let me just here. Okay, now it's asking for a password. Okay. And Apple CarPlay is unlocked. By the way, this is a cool place to put your iPhone. It kind of fits very nice, but then you can use the cup holders. Anyways, lights off, and we'll start driving. Before that, I'm gonna demo some music. Yeah, let's see. Music, let's see some station lists. So I don't want to put some domestic music. Okay, let's do this. This is really young, modern. So I can't play the music for too long not to get a copyright strike. These are the bass speakers. Once you tune them up, you know, bass, middle, treble, it's very decent. I think you can go, the focal speakers are the upgrade, so I would definitely recommend those if you're looking for more deeper sound and more quality music. Okay, let's head to drive. Just to demonstrate the backing camera, it's excellent resolution, as you can see here, and we only have the reverse camera. Finally, Peugeot added decent graphics. When it's night, there is a little film grain, but the resolution is excellent. If I move the steering wheel all the way to the one end, you can see that the camera also tilts and also gives you this projection where you're heading. There's also here 8-speed automatic. You have park, a reverse, neutral, and a drive, and there's a little B button for braking. This will allow you to recuperate and charge more. We're in drive, and we're gonna head out. I think the camera will turn off. Yep, car locks itself. Okay. Now First things first, not to forget, the 308 has an excellent turning angle, so if you need to do a U-turn, it's excellent for also parking maneuvering. Now, what do we have here? We have a plug-in hybrid. This is the entry version with 180 horsepower. Now, this particularly has the 1.6 PureTech petrol engine with 150 horsepower, with the addition of an electric motor with 110 horsepower, but the system power is limited to 180 horsepower. And it's pretty punchy when you need it. It launches or sprints 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.6 seconds. Top speed is 225 kilometers per hour, which is not legal in Croatia, so we won't be testing that, but we'll speed up to 150, which is legal. And just so you can hear some sound and see the performance on the highway. We're also going to test the Matrix LED headlights outside the city. So Peugeot had base LED headlights with projectors. Now finally got some lenses and matrix options, so I'm very impressed with those. Now if I stop here, from my angle, the camera is sitting a little bit lower, I cannot see the traffic light because of this middle mirror, so it's creating a little bit of blind spot there. And the A-pillars are also sometimes problems for the pedestrian, so have that in mind. The rest of the car has an excellent overview through the side mirrors. You have blind spot warnings, excellent overview behind you in the middle mirror. If you turn like now, it's okay. There is a C pillar, there's no windows, but I would say overview around this car is quite decent and okay. Now I'm currently driving in the, as you can see, hybrid mode, and I'm gonna stay in this mode. Now I was talking about the engine, so it is very punchy when you need it. Easily speeds up to the speed limit. It's just more than enough. And automatic is sometimes smooth, sometimes, I think when the car is cold it feels a little bit jerky, and the brakes feel funky when the car is cold. I think it's maybe when the car is cold, because I really can't put my finger on it specifically. Sometimes it like starts braking late, sometimes it brakes normally, let's say. The brakes are not aggressive from the start initially, but they're, you know, normal like in the middle. I would say they're just not hard from the start, like let's say in the Volkswagen group. But I've picked up the car yesterday with an empty battery, so in that state with the empty battery, that might be the case why it was acting funny. And now I did charge the car today, and this has a lithium-ion battery of if I'm not mistaken 12.4 kilowatt hour, and there's an onboard charger of 7.5 kilowatts, so it takes around 2 hours 45 minutes to charge 0 to 100. And this is something that I really need to emphasize. This is important. If you're buying or planning to buy a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, you must have an outlet home. So you need to have a garage either at home or in your condo building. You need to have a garage with a Schuko at least, or you need to install the excuse me, the wall box, because without that you're dragging a heavy battery. Your fuel consumption is high. There's a here in the energy, it's called e-save. If you turn this on, it's going to turn off once you stop, so it resets every time. But if you use this, it's using the petrol engine to charge the battery, and in that case, let me show you the energy flow. You can see here now it is charging the battery by burning fuel, and that is not economical. It's just gonna burn a lot of fuel. Now I've turned it off. You can see that it's feeding. When the speed here is blue, that means the car is running electric. Now when I let go, you see green here, it's recuperating energy back. And I love this. I love electric cars, to be honest, more, and I hope Peugeot will see white now. It means it's using petrol. I hope Peugeot will introduce this as a fully electric car in the future. Now, once I let go, you can see that the car is slightly recuperating. If you put it to that e-save mode, it's going to be recuperating all the way. Or if you press the little B symbol, it's going to recuperate more. So I like the coast with the cars, but when you're driving an electric setup, it's logical to use more recuperation and just drive more with the one pedal. But in this car, it will not stop all the way. It acts like a classical automatic because of the petrol. It wants to go forward. It's not like you have an option of one pedal driving. And a huge down point for me is that Peugeot didn't thought to put a auto hold. So that's a big, minus for me if you're having a automatic transmission. Now, if you choose a petrol or diesel, I think there's a manual option, but still, for the automatic, I think start stop. I mean, not start stop. The auto hold is a must. Now, comfort. The 18-inch alloys, you can spec 17-inch as well. They're very comfortable. French cars are known for comfort, comfortable suspension, and smaller potholes, manholes. It's really soft. Even on big uneven roads, it's fairly comfortable, more than some other cars I've driven. And I gotta add that this car is also very stable. If you're harsh in the corners, the back end doesn't stick out, the car leans a bit, but it's very stable, and I'm very impressed with the whole setup. The petrol engine, for the most part, you don't hear it, not just because you're driving hybrid, but because it's just a petrol. It's not too loud. If I switch to sport, you're gonna see or hear, you're gonna hear now the petrol engine. Okay, one thing, this car has the heated windshield, and I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up, but I would really not advise you to buy that option, because you can see little threads of heaters in the windshield, and it's just confusing a little bit at first. Maybe you get used to it, but I just personally don't like it. That was just that little critic there. Now back to the petrol engine. You can hear it now purring. There is an option to turn on a fake sound, but I decided to turn that off. I can demonstrate it for you. I'm not gonna run the yellow light. If you go to settings and you go to customization, I believe, yeah, it's called Sound Ambience Active Sport Sound, available only in sport driving mode. So if you press this, I'm gonna punch it on the highway, so you're gonna hear some sweet sounds, but have in mind they're artificially generated through the speakers. I haven't turned on Apple CarPlay, so Yeah, you have Waze. It's a nice big sharp, it's a wide screen, very practical. I love Waze because you can see speeding cameras and you know, traffic jams, accidents, police reports, and so on. You also have the Peugeot navigation, which is quite okay. It's definitely better, and the whole infotainment is refreshing because it's responsive. Before it used to be laggy. You can hold 3 fingers still, and then it jumps you into all the apps in case you want that. But this car also has heated seats. It's available for the infotainment, and heated steering wheel. It's heated the whole circle is heated, but it takes a while to heat it up for some reason. Now you're gonna see some responsiveness of the engine and sounds. So I'm gonna be quiet for like a minute. And notice the matrix LED headlights. The automatic beam is long beam is on automatic. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, sound ambience off. You can still hear the petrol engine. Now I'm gonna drop it back to the hybrid. Now you can drive fully electric up to 135. Cruise control is dead easy to use. You have the distance as well. So you can see here the distance. It could be long, short, or medium. Now check out what happens if I try to leave the lane without the turn signal. It forces you back into the middle, but if you let go of the steering wheel, it's just gonna freak out and tell you to, you know, grab the steering wheel. Now today is particularly very windy, but considering that, I had to say, I gotta say that the wind noise is not big inside the cabin. It's quite good soundproof. You can see the matrix LED headlights, how they're turning off segments. Now there's a overpass here, so it's like 100. So the car offers you to, you know, lower the speed. You just press OK on the steering wheel and it just lowers the speed to the speed limit. But there's a tolerance in Croatia, so that's why I was driving a little bit faster than the actual traffic sign. Now Waze is a little bit flashy, but if you look at the Peugeot navigation, it's more subtle. Now if you press the turn signal stock, you can see here navigation in the map in front of you. You can also see the battery status. You can see the total consumption, trip meter, Where's the power going currently? And you can customize all of this. You can also see here RPM. This is our exit. And I think we're gonna press the brake there to cancel the cruise control. There is a pause and play button, so you can just reset it, or you can just press back on the assist and then turn off the assistance. There's also speed limiter. It's not anymore amber inside, it's just green, but it just limits your speed as the word suggests. Back to the classical view. Now, I got this car with an empty battery as mentioned, and I've charged the car once. Now, if you press the stock where the wipers are, you can see your 0 emissions total trip, and you can see here trip 1 that hasn't been reset, I believe, probably since the car was driven. So it was 8.9 liters, almost 9 liters, and trip 2 8.7 liters. So you can imagine that this car is going to be very thirsty, according to its power, when you're driving in the city and with an empty battery. So have in mind, as I mentioned, you need to have an outlet and charge this car overnight. Then this car makes sense. Without that, this car doesn't make sense. I gotta say, 508 looks refreshing design wise. It's very sharp, not too aggressive, but very sporty looking. The interior feels premium. Build quality is top notch. I love the new touchscreen infotainment. You still have physical controls on the bottom, and one knob for the volume. I would like to have AC controls as well, at least for the fan speed or temperature. Physical controls, but it is what it is. So you can have everything, I guess. And here is glove compartment. It has illumination and it has cooling, but I don't think you can turn it off. The climate is now warm, 22 degrees, but inside it's always cooling. And this little guy, yeah, there's no cooling here. But overall, I love the car, and I love the design. I love the new badge. I was a little bit skeptical, to be honest, when I saw the first initial badge, but I think it kind of grows on you, and it looks more premium now, I guess. Regular audience knows we're coming up to a part where there's going to be no street lights, so we're going to check the LED matrix headlights in pitch black outside the street lights. So we're going to show you that performance. Now it's late hour, so I always have in mind safety, so there's no one behind us, and if there will be no one in front of us, we'll do a launch in the sport mode. So we'll see how this car performs. Tires should be nice and warm, and engine oil as well. We have been driving on the motorway. Switching to sport. Now honestly, I do not know if this car has a launch mode or not, but I'm gonna stop here. Okay, paddles do not do anything, so I'll just hold the brake and floor it. So the brakes are excellent, and that was nice. That was a decent acceleration, quite fun. You can see that hazards kind of turned on for like emergency braking. This is also good when you need to brake on the highway suddenly if there's like a traffic jam or accident, so it warns people behind you. yeah, so we're gonna turn here. I'm gonna go back to hybrid. So this is the part where there's no street lights. And we'll stop here. So this is the long beam. In person it's quite decent. And watch what happens if I speed up. It spreads, but it's not like in the, if I slow down, kind of shrinks. It's a little bit different than the Volkswagen group. Certainly look different, but I'm gonna show you the iPhone camera, which is a bit better. It looks more like in person compared to the GoPro 9. So this is the iPhone camera, this is the normal beam, and then the long beam. So if I speed up with the car, once you pass 30 kilometers, it turns on automatic long beam. And then if you slow down, that's all the dust I've picked up. Okay, now let's see if we launch it in fully electric. Is it any faster? No, it switches to hybrid. Wow, this feels way faster. Because of the electric motor, there's just more. It just feels like it's flying. It wants to jump. Okay, just to show you the navigation. So I was about to say that it didn't know what I really wanted to, but it does. So Avenue Mall, yes it is. Yep, drive. And it's giving me two options. I'm gonna take the first one, drive. And there we go. It does look a little bit laggy, but once it loads it up, it's okay. You can also see 3D buildings. So that's quite cool. Now if I switch over here, you can see the navigation also in the main display. So you can like have I don't know, media like music playing, and you can still have the navigation on the top, which is cool. Now if you're not in the maps, if you're one of the other modes, you can see the car will suggest when you need to turn. It'll pop a small map when there's junctions, although here it might not, because this is actually, it is, you can see it on the top bubble there. It's telling you, oh, they've actually updated this, so there's a tunnel underneath the big roundabout. So that's pretty cool. This is cool as well. So I think I need to wrap up the new 308. I need to give a little bit cons as well. For me personally, one con is the lack of headspace on the rear bench. And if a taller person such as myself is sitting on the front, there's really lack of knee space as well. So if you have kids on the back, it's really fine. But if you have a taller, like teenagers or adults, it's gonna be a little bit tight behind you. Only if you're an average person on the front, it might be a little bit better for the knees, but headspace on the rear is not good. On the front, there's plenty of headspace, leg room and all that. those are some of the cons. Consumption. I'm going to do a small consumption test and cut it in the video. All the battery is empty, so I might not do that. We'll see. Actually, I think it's pretty low, so will not suffice enough. 8 kilometers is not enough for and drive, and I'll see if I can charge it overnight, and on the way to the dealer return, maybe I'll do a consumption test, but we'll see. No promises there. I was a little bit limited with the time, so apologies for that. I've tested a few plug-in hybrids. You can really get the low consumption, like 2-3 liters if you're gentle, and if you're on a full battery. And even driving fully electric, I used to get what the VLTP suggests. Now, the 308, well, it's a massive improvement if you ask me. It kept the cool things like 3D cockpit. They improved the infotainment. It's way better now. It's a huge step up because the previous one was pretty laggy. This is way better. It still sometimes acts up a little bit, but it's way better than before. So they fixed the small things, and the car looks amazing. Matrix lights are excellent looking. Of course, you can find charging spots in the infotainment. So overall, very satisfied and impressed with the new 308. Of course, if you're not ready for, you know, electric combo, you can always get the diesel or the petrol. I'm looking forward if there'll be electric as a fully electric version in the future. You all know that gas prices are and diesel prices are now going crazy. You can hear the car. There is some music in the background, so I'll have to close the window. We'll find a parking space here. But overall, very impressed with the new 308, and I would say very satisfied as well. It's a good ride. The car feels good on the road, has good performance, and I would definitely recommend the car. And I like the way Peugeot is going. They've worked on some of the stuff that was known for maybe not being the best. Mentioned the infotainment, and now finally the LED headlights have better performance. Okay, I think we'll park here just to demonstrate the cameras again. You can see the car when I exit in different ambience. So I'm not a huge fan of these cameras, to be honest, but they are useful when you can see the 3D projection of the car. I'm a classical guy. I like to use the mirrors and see that I'm between the lines. And once you reach the other car, you can see that perspective changes, so that's also quite cool. I want to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, if you like the content, feel free to subscribe. It's completely free, and click the bell to get notifications when I upload new videos. You can also switch to this super wide view, which is also pretty cool. Don't leave your valuable things inside, like smartphones. Don't forget your key fobs. Of course, you can customize the ambient lights. I wish they added maybe something more on the top, and like in this video, if you were here. Okay, let's show you that, and we're gonna wrap the video. So have the screen colors. Here you can change what you see on the top: gray, white, or green. But the colors, interior colors, so you can have this like a light green color, You can have this dark green, you can have red, you can have white. It's kind of every dial here, buttons are white. You can have some sort of light blue, dark blue, a violet color, and you can have this like amber color that kind of matches the blue as a complementary match. That's it. Only down point, another con, I really would like just to press this to turn it off or on. You have to hold it on Peugeot. On other cars you just press that. And once you leave the car, you can see how many kilometers you've passed and how many emissions have you passed. And it says here 4.3 liters is our average, I guess, and we've used some power as well, but it goes off. So as you can see, apparently I don't have to do the consumption test. You can get decent amount of fuel consumption with a full battery. If you're very gentle, driving cruising speeds like 80 kilometers per hour, you can probably get 2-3 liters as well. Okay, once again, thank you for watching. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And I just want to show you the car. So in the garage and this ambience, it looks very nice. Just like to unlock the car, so you can see those a light show, that gimmick. And once I go around the car, you can see how good it looks. It's really gorgeous and beautiful car. So lock it up. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.